Hello everyone, we're back for 2023 and welcome to episode 55 of the Save File podcast. Joining me today is Defender of Kingdom Hearts naming conventions, Anf.
What were you about to say with that stutter?
Hold on. Anf, what's your best defense of the Kingdom Hearts naming conventions?
I don't know, he just put that on me.
Why won't you defend the stance you clearly have?
Alright, you all make fun of it. You all make fun of the names? I'll throw hands. That's the best I can do. Take it or leave
Your
it.
naming conventions are about as good as the Fast and the Furious movies.
I mean, have you seen the Japanese versions of those?
No.
It's called Wild Speed.
Wait, hold on, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Alright,
Jack?
so next up you heard Josh, beloved defender and lover of all things crowdfunded.
This is not untrue.
And then you also have Sharps, bringer of memes, both good and more so bad.
I only deal in good memes.
No, you're like a monkey's paw, dude.
No, I am not. My memes and my puns are top notch.
Your memes are certifiably unrecordable.
Listen, alright, I can't confirm or deny that.
This is a great way to start a podcast.
Yeah, I feel like this is a strong start.
Yeah, very strong.
Alright,
What episode are we on, by the way? Can we just throw that out there?
55, I did say
Oh my
that.
god, we're at 55.5, the final stretch?
Yeah,
Something like that.
we're 55 over 2 days, birth by sleep.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. That one was my favourite.
Yeah.
I really like the mobile exclusive Safe File podcast that you have to watch to understand this one.
Yeah. I like 0.4, a fragmented passage, but it has to be played in reverse for you to understand the true meaning of it.
And all of this is better than Forspoken.
Basically, yeah. We'll get to
we're
that.
going there.
I
Okay.
really wanted it to be good.
Oh, we all really wanted it to be. We'll get to Forspoken. Let's let Jack introduce the topics.
Alright, let's go.
So, there's just this small little thing that's been dominating February discourse, and it's been Hogwarts Legacy, which we'll get into. There was also, Nintendo did a direct, and actually announced some games, which is crazy, because it feels like gaming announcements have been few and far between. And then we also get to the grand success of The Last of Us. But I think we should start with the Hogwarts Legacy Drama.
You said all that with a gun to your head, didn't you?
Which part?
that entire...
Alright, let me just say, we've been recording for 2 minutes and 54 seconds, and I'm already going to risk everything by talking
He's
about
about to
Hogwarts
risk it
Legacy
all.
and its boycotts.
2023, episode 55, the first and last episode
No,
of 2023.
No, guys, let him cook.
Alright, so obviously Hogwarts Legacy has been released now. It's been out for a while. I know people that have bought it, played it. I have way too many games in my backlog, even if I wanted to play it. But obviously the big elephant in the room is, do we support Hogwarts Legacy by buying the game? And look, I'm not going to tell anyone what to do or fucking not do with their money, alright? That's entirely up to you. But I'm someone who believes whenever you do something, it should have a purpose. And I say this with all due respect. I don't see how me alone boycotting this game has any effect on the creator of Harry Potter's rhetoric.
This has generally been our stance towards boycotts.
Yeah. Let me be very clear about this. I don't support J.K. Rowling's stance.
Yeah, I think we can all get behind that.
Yeah, I don't support what she says or anything like that.
I don't think anyone playing the game really does. I think that's where this ends up leading to.
But what I don't understand is why people pick and choose what they should boycott and what they shouldn't. I've seen, and I'm just going to use this as an example, I've seen a lot of people celebrate Disney in recent years because of how inclusive they've become. I hope they don't know much about Walt Disney's personality or his beliefs, because, they probably boycott that too.
Don't forget
And
Tolkien.
This kind of goes back to that.
Tolkien didn't do nothing wrong.
And this kind of goes back to can you really separate art from an artist? But it's even further than that, because it's not even JK who made the game. Yes, it's in the Harry Potter universe which she created. But the reason I bring the whole Hogwarts Legacy thing up, right? Normally, I'd keep my mouth shut. If you want to support it, go buy it. If not, don't worry about it. I saw a Twitter thread, and I was seething with rage at how stupid it was. So, a game dev who I'm going to keep nameless, right, tweeted that you shouldn't buy, and I quote, this is what they called it, the racist wizard game. And went like they released a whole 10-part thread, and I'm like, all right, I'll read this. I want to see what point they make, because despite the fact I think boycotts are stupid when, you know, it's only a few people doing it and not like the entire player base, I think they don't work. That's how I see it personally.
Yeah.
So they released this whole 10-part thread, and they were like, don't buy the game and say you're supporting the devs. Most of these devs are contractors, therefore, like, once Hogwarts Legacy is done, they're probably going to leave anyway. That was the first thing. Now, my first rebuttal to that is there are plenty of devs who do get bonuses when games go well. I don't know anyone working at Avalanche. Let me be very clear about that, which is the studio behind Hogwarts Legacy. I don't know what their employment contract looks like. But even just as a future resume builder, if you can say, hey, I worked on a game and it was super successful and here was the art that I did for it, it holds a bit of weight. And secondly, if they do get bonuses based on sales, then congratulations, you are screwing the devs by not buying that game. And I would never ask anyone to buy a game if they don't like it just to support a studio. Never do that, please.
No.
Yeah.
But if you do like the game and you genuinely want to play it, I see no issue with buying that. As for his point that some of these people are contractors, a lot of people take on contract work in the hopes of impressing the studio that contracted them to get a permanent position.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then they say, oh, we should boycott it and don't buy it and say you're supporting the devs. Alright, well, if this game underperforms and it sells half of what it normally would have without the boycott, and then a studio of, I don't know, 90 people gets cut down to 60, for example, what do you tell those 30 devs? Sorry, the studio that you work for chose to take on this game, therefore we couldn't buy the game. Despite the fact that it was a good game that might have been well worth the money. You've axed 30 jobs. And the hope of what? J.K. Rowling still has her money. Like, that's the thing. If it was like her life savings riding on the success of this game, okay, different story.
She's literally a billionaire.
Yeah. There's
Like-
no, like...
Like, that's my point.
She's got enough money, and she will keep getting royalties from the game. Well, sorry, not from the game. From everything to do with the books, the films. Like, she's gonna be rich until the cows come home. Like, what are you attempting to do by boycotting it? It's not gonna do anything. Is the realistic?
Exactly. But
Unfortunately, she's... Yeah, like, as you guys said, she's already won. There's no point in trying to fight against her.
Yeah.
there are other things you can do.
Yeah, I don't.
That's
I
what
don't-
I'm saying.
I
Is
don't
that
agree with the
boycotting
mentality of
boycotting a
but-
game that was not made by her? She wasn't there fucking programming it in C++.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's you're not affecting her by doing this. And if you do really want to stand up against what she's doing, then you should try to do it in a way that actually affects her.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the thing that I saw next, right, in this Twitter thread by this developer, and this was by far and away the stupidest thing I think I'd read, not only that day, but this month so far. Actually, probably in the year up to date so far, was this person said, don't buy the game just to pretend you're supporting the developers. If you want to support them, find their Venmo and send them $20.
Wait, what?
He's not joking.
I sent the thread in the group chat and Jack had to reread it multiple times because he's like, nah, surely not.
Wait, did he
I-
just advocate doxing them, basically?
No, but like, you could support the entire dev team by buying this game if you think it's worth your money, right? You're not hurting anyone by doing that. Like, if someone can point out to me exactly who I hurt if I bought a copy of Hogwarts Legacy, I won't buy that game. I 100% won't buy that game. if this game, right, was funding something that was actively against the LGBT community, actively funding it, like if every copy of that game bought $5 went to like the Westboro Baptist Church, I would not support this game. I wouldn't ever consider buying the game. But that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But this developer saying you should Venmo people $20 if you want to support them instead. Firstly, if you're saying we should Venmo them to support them, firstly, that's fucked. That's a stupid system, right? Generally, the way it works is people have jobs, like these developers, and the job pays them. And if they want more money, they perform well, which I hope the game performed well sales-wise. Looks like it has.
Oh, it has.
Yeah, no, it definitely has.
So
yeah,
in
for
the
sure. For sure.
So I just want to bring out, in the UK, you remember that little game called Elden Ring last year?
I remember
Yeah.
that small indie title.
Yeah.
It is doing... Hogwarts Legacy is doing 80% better than Elden Ring was.
Wow.
Hey,
in
wait,
the UK.
wait. 80%?
80%.
Okay.
That's insane.
Shit.
So, you know,
Alright.
I think, you're doing fine.
It's also got like pretty high reviews across the board, so it's gonna
Yeah,
be a Game
well,
of the Year contender.
I'm looking at the Metacritic now. So IGN Adria? I don't know what that is, to be honest, but they've given it 100. Keen Gamer gave it 95. GamePro 89. 4 players 80. Look, the critics have been a bit mixed, and I'm only saying this because I believe if you're a critic, you have to judge a product as a product. You
I
can't
think
be
part
biased.
of that, from what I've read and seen, is that PC performance is questionable on some stuff, but a lot of people are actually playing it on console, and it's performing very well there.
But I'm gonna say this, right? I've seen some critics, and that you could find these super easy if you just hop on like any website that can show you different reviews from people. I've seen some critics sit there and say it's a decent game, it's fun, blah blah blah. They say praise, and then they're like, but I can't enjoy it because of J.K. Rowling. And I say this with all due respect, as a critic, you should not be a critic if you can't judge a game objectively.
You have to separate your morals with, like,
But that's my point. You have to judge the product on its quality as a product. Like that's your job as a reviewer. If you can't do that, someone else should be reviewing it. Who can?
It's like trying to review, like, say, a sword or a gun, right? Like, you know this thing is gonna, like, harm people, right? Like, that's kind of its purpose. But you also gotta, like, if you're reviewing the thing, it's like kind of reviewing, like, it's, what kind of meshes has been put in, what kind of parts or, like, metals have been put in, sort of thing. Kind of similar to that, right?
But, like, it bothers me because I'm seeing big publications, and I won't say who again, but I'm seeing big publications
You can
put
find
out
it.
reviews. I'm seeing these publications, right, and they have hundreds of thousands or millions of likes on social media. And a lot of people are just going to read the review, see that you gave it a 5 out of 10, take that at face value and not buy the game, when it's a game they could be enjoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you should never, as someone in a position of somewhat power as a reviewer over people's opinions, you should never force your morals or beliefs onto someone else. If I was a reviewer for a massive publication, any publication, take your pick, and someone gave me the new Fire Emblem, and I said, it's a decent game, but I don't like the creator because they said some bad things, and I just gave it a 5 out of 10, and the first thing someone reads is 5 out of 10, it could be the best game in the world. They're just going to be like, oh wow, it's a 5 out of 10? Why the fuck would I give it my money?
Also, guess what? You're not getting review copies from that dev ever again.
Yeah.
That's basically how it's going to work. Like, you can't even criticize the reviewers for doing any of this because they either won't get review codes or ruin your relationship with them forever in general. Like,
Not just that, but you ruin your relationship with like your own readers and viewers
Yes.
as well. I'm going to use this as an example, right? So I'm going to name the publication here. Kotaku Australia put out a Hogwarts Legacy review that was pretty negative. And people were like, the top comment was someone saying, so you said the game is decent, it's interesting, fun, and you gave it a negative review based on your morals? Why the fuck would, like, this is why no one likes you anymore. And I was like, that's a fair point. Like, at the end of the day, if you are putting your, like, morals and your beliefs into a game review, beliefs are completely subjective. They change from person to person. If I don't believe the same thing as you, I'm not going to read your fucking review anymore. I don't want that from a review. No one wants that from a review. All anyone ever wants from a review is, was this a good product? Yes or no? Or give it a number scale. You know what I mean? I think it's fucking ridiculous, man.
Do you think a certain bird app is the the blame for this sort of dogmatic views towards...
well, I think the Bird app in particular is just, it's like a lot of things, right? The Bird app is a loud but vocal minority. That's
But
it. Like,
that-
I see this a lot with Destiny, right? There is lots of hate or different people will say these different opinions on the game and whatever, and then quite often the devs will go, yeah, this is all true. Let's bring up the figures, and they basically will often show you, hey, what you're talking about is like a % of the player base, like a fraction of the player base. Not everyone is like that, and a lot of the people on Twitter glued into that sort of stuff sometimes miss that point, and I think that's sort of the case on the Bird app.
There was another controversial situation around Hogwarts Legacy, and I'm not someone who's in a position to talk about this because it's not about me. So someone found, I'm struggling, I can't really pronounce the name of it properly, I don't want to say it wrong, but it was a Jewish, like, musical instrument, and in the game it refers to it as a goblin artifact, and I have serious questions about that. Ages and ages ago, I remember watching a video where someone had pointed out that the goblins in Gringotts Bank were inspired by Jewish people. And I'm like, I don't know, it seemed like a bit of a stretch to me at the time because I don't know if it was because I was younger and I don't know much about the Jewish religion, but they were like, oh yeah, they work in the bank and they have long noses. I'm like, well, that doesn't necessarily make someone Jewish. You know what I mean? But
the fact they're inferring that is actually probably the racist part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to look at
Sorry.
maybe goblins themselves in mythology could be the problem, not the fact that they exist in Hogwarts. Because I will tell you, if you look up goblins in mythology or anything like that, they're addicted to money, and they're usually pretty long noses and little green guys. It's generally what you're going to find, so I don't know what you're really expecting.
Like, there's a
But,
deeper rabbit hole to all of this that we all know, but I'm not going there.
As I said, I'm not Jewish. None of us here are. I don't think it's up to us to kind of comment on that kind of stuff.
No, and that's the dumb part. It's sort of like, look, maybe let the actual Jewish people who are supposedly being hurt by this, maybe let them talk about it, and that's why I appreciated Jason Schreier sort of coming out about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not your job to tell other people how they should be offended by something when there's nothing to do with you.
Yeah, so Jason Schreier, I'm going to actually read the tweet here, word for word. He said, the horn looks nothing like I don't know if it's shofar or shofar, or something like that. He goes, the horn looks nothing like that musical instrument. Those were just pogroms. There were pogroms just about every decade, and I personally don't think it's super helpful for a bunch of non-Jews to be hunting for coded anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
And I completely 100% agree with that.
That was such a
Yeah.
brilliant way he said that, I thought.
I've never liked that. Like I say this as a minority because I'm Middle Eastern, and I've never liked that. Sometimes people have been like to me, "You should be offended by this," and like I've said in the past, like
Such a dumb
tell-
notion.
Don't tell me what should and shouldn't offend me. You know what I mean? It's
Like, don't tell me how to feel.
not just that, but I find it to be pretty derogatory. Like you're telling me I'm not smart enough to know when something offends me. Like I find it to be derogatory. I would never tell a Chinese person what's offensive to Chinese people. I would never say that. You know what I mean? I think Jason Schreier handled it really well. Now I want to move on to something a lot more positive. Metroid Prime got a remaster, and it was shadow dropped in the latest Nintendo Direct.
Nintendo Direct, woo!
Yep. Plus, Nintendo's never done anything negative, especially towards their fan base.
Yeah, they've ever been hostile.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, ha ha ha.
Anyway,
So-
let's stay on course here. Let's stay on course. So we'll go through the list in order. So first up, we do have the Metroid Prime remaster, which I'm assuming none of us have.
No.
I haven't
No.
played it yet. But to be honest, I was a bit of an idiot because Amp started sending me reviews. And I'm like, damn, how are they getting these over a month away? Because the physical version drops, I think it was March 3rd. And I'm like, damn, how are they playing this game already? And Amp's like, dude, the digital version's out. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? I thought they released the
That's
same
actually
day.
how I figured out. It was shadow dropped. Is just because Amp schooled you, and I wanted to be smart, so I was like, yeah.
Oh, fuck off, Josh.
The physical version drops the 22nd.
Which was the
Yeah.
day of the direct, I think. Yeah.
No, as in the physical version.
Oh, in March. Yeah.
No, this month.
This
Yeah.
month?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. I was
That's in the US. UK version is here. Well, I assume we count as UK. March 3rd.
Either
We're kind
way,
of weird because sometimes we don't get dates.
yeah.
Welcome to Australia.
Either way, it's out, ready to play, and it is pretty much rating higher than The Last of Us Part 1.
Yeah, because Metroid Prime is pretty good.
Yeah, people
Yeah,
are
I
just
think
like, this is great.
That's not really a hot take, is it?
Amp sent a screenshot in the group chat. And I think at the time, Metroid Prime's Metacritic was like 95. Like the remaster. And I was like, damn.
Yeah,
Not
Metroid
only
Prime-
did they remaster it, like the game really fucking well, but I like that they gave it quality of life improvements as well. They gave it modern controls for like a modern controller.
Yeah, no,
So-
I actually really like it. They actually
It-
remastered it.
Yeah,
rather
so
than
if
re-releasing it.
you're like me and you grew up on a PlayStation controller or an Xbox controller which was made properly instead of being a Nintendo boy, sorry Scott Laws, you can actually play it as God intended. But you can still play with the terrible controls if you wanted to get that nostalgic experience.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
did. I think everyone here can recommend Metroid Prime. It's a pretty good purchase. If you're into like 3D, like 3D exploration shooter, it's a really weird kind of. Metroid Prime is kind of hard to describe because it's not very like punchy as much as it is very ambiance.
It's
Yeah.
you don't play
It's-
you don't play Metroid for the story. You play for the gameplay and the atmosphere.
Yeah,
I'm very excited to eventually get my hands on it and play it. We also had a Bayonetta prequel shown.
yeah, no, that actually was very surprising because
Yeah.
watching Bayonetta prequel is like such a jarring thing if you've just seen Bayonetta 3.
Yeah, I wonder if Helena Taylor will be involved in this.
Bro, I have a
We're gonna go straight into that. Wow.
Why not? I mean, like at this point, you're just punching directly in the forehead.
Ugh.
To be honest, we just did a very punchy fucking topic. I don't think Helena Taylor's gonna do anything at this point.
No.
We also had the Splatoon 3 expansion pass shown.
Splatoon, it's just one of those games where I'm like, this looks really cool. I just can't bring myself to like purchase it and buy it because I suppose I'm not much of a multiplayer person in general, but I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm with you, Jack. Like, I had the same thing. It's like, this looks very cool. I don't have, like, the correct brain to enjoy this.
Also, Nintendo hardware, online game. Ew. Ew.
Apparently, Splatoon
Yeah.
like, works excellently.
So they can make one of their games work.
Yes.
Well, online. Okay.
Apparently, Splatoon as a whole has like a really deep plot. Like
yeah,
it's
it
got
does. Like, it's like...
No,
about a
I've
first-
actually heard that, and like I know they've got a story and stuff, but I think it's just
like
you know,
Adventure
cool
Time
as
level
well.
plot.
I think
So-
it's interesting that Splatoon is... Splatoon 1 was on the Switch, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh no, Wii
No,
U.
Wii U.
Wii U. Because it's
It's
insane that
old.
Splatoon is considered one of the big 4 Nintendo properties. It's like Splatoon, Zelda, Mario, and Animal Crossing.
I thought it was Pokemon.
No, Pokemon's like... Pokemon's
Yeah, I
like
would
its
have
own
said
thing.
Smash.
No, Smash isn't in there.
Doesn't count as that. Okay.
Splatoon's
I hadn't thought
been
about
a
it.
very
Really, I
big.
suppose.
Splatoon's been a very big hit, but I think it's because it's very unique compared to like the other stuff Nintendo.
It's one of those like does very well in a niche.
Yeah, no, it hits that niche real hard though, so I think it executes it
Yeah.
well.
It also doesn't have a battle
Josh
pass.
Happy Pikmin 4.
Yeah, we had Pikmin 4 as well. That was one I was actually really surprised with. I would have expected like a Pikmin remaster or remake. But no, Nintendo's
They-
like, nah, we still got more left in the tank. Pikmin 4.
They definitely remastered Pikmin 3 like the other year.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
I remember that.
I can't personally get into Pikmin. I tried the demo for Pikmin 3 and it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Why do you have bad taste?
I don't like plant people, okay?
You don't like plant people?
Is that gonna get me cancelled for saying that?
I don't know, Anf, do you know any plant people? Is
I thought-
Groot is gonna have a problem with the show?
I don't know. I don't want some
Getting
fucking
cancelled by Groot.
Charles, I don't want some random Mandragora to come out and fucking slap my ass.
Anf, you're weak to grass type Pokemon.
I like
We
the
just-
idea.
We
Anthony's
just got
defense is
Clinton
right.
the name for this podcast. Cancelled by Groot.
Alright, so like, okay, so Jack normally like writes up some notes and then sends us the stuff like what we have. to
So
talk
this is
about
in
on the
all
podcast.
caps, by the way, so I expect a dramatic reading.
Yeah, so this is in all caps. Fantasy Life. Jack is happy! Fantasy Life game!
So Jack, I didn't know that you had played Fantasy Life.
So, Fantasy Life is one of those games I played a lot on the DS, and I have been waiting for a remaster or something on the Switch, because I really wanted them to bring it out on the Switch, because it would have been perfect for that. And my tale of Fantasy Life is almost finishing the game, and then losing the disc, and never
Oh.
finishing it, and just being very sad about never finding it ever again. So I'm happy that they actually bring the game back. I hope that it's as good as I remember, because we're talking Fantasy Life being a very old game. But I'm just keen. I don't understand why. This seems to be a Nintendo thing where we're going to name things really weird. It's called Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time. I didn't get some of these names.
Oh, well, no, they explained the reason for that. It's because they hired the person who names the Kingdom Hearts games.
Ah, okay.
I'm pretty
come
sure
off.
that it's because
Come
it's a
off it.
Ghibli. It's not like it's an anime movie reference. Like
But
the
no,
Ghibli
but I
Adventure
just...
Time.
Nintendo is just obsessed with these weird names that I'm like, I can't remember this.
It's
Maybe
a
it's just a
reference-
translation.
It's a reference to the
That's
hit Kendrick
possible.
Lamar song, I.
Wow.
Is it? Because I can't tell what it is. Is it gonna be like a new game? Is it a remake?
No,
it's a new game.
It's a new game.
Okay, because I played the first game and I'm just
Yeah.
like, I haven't played the DLC for it either. I thought it was just the game with the DLC, but
No,
turns out
it's-
not.
It's a whole new game. I just remember loving the crafting in that game and just being really addicted to, okay, I get to the next area, let's upgrade all my stuff. Let's, I have a monkey brain who sees things that can be upgraded. I need to upgrade it. So.
Yeah, you are Mr. Vampire
do the
Survivor over here.
The return of Level 5 and Professor Layton.
Yeah, that actually knocked the wind out of me when I saw that.
Yeah, so
What,
level
Professor
5.
Dude, it's like watching someone come back from the dead.
Yeah, so level 5 is a Japanese studio. They haven't been doing so well lately. Like, I personally attribute to that to most of their series as being fucking multimedia. Which is not a very smart PR move, to be honest.
Didn't
But,
okay, correct me if I'm wrong here, because this is just like a thing my brain's connecting. Did Level 5 do the Yokai Watch games?
Yeah.
Oh no, they should have brought off Yokai Watch 3 over here. That's my only complaint. Go on.
Yeah, so no, level 5 is deciding to. I think I'm gonna assume they're doing a final hurrah for what they can bring out to the West, because they haven't been doing so well here. Like, they're known for like Ni no Kuni, Professor Layton, Fantasy Life, and all the works. But yeah, no, it's good to see them like kicking once again, because
They're an absolute banger studio, though. Like, my god, just hit after hit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like a Japanese Ubisoft.
Oh my god, Charbel.
that is disrespectful. You never talk about them like that ever again.
That's borderline, like, fucking. That's borderline dishonorable. Like, Jesus Christ.
No, I
Oh,
love
God.
a lot of level 5 stuff.
We'll get to Ubisoft later. And now, guys, one of my favorite indie games is getting another fucking update and expansion. Dead Cells.
Dead Cells be hitting.
Dead Cells will not fucking die, and I love it. I love the fact that this game is still being supported and showing new content.
The irony of Dead Cells refusing to die.
Honestly, Dead Cells is just a fucking blast. I
it's a
tried
great
it.
game.
I tried it on Game Pass originally, and then I was like, you know what? I want to play this on my fucking Switch and handheld. And then I played it on the Switch and handheld, and I love the game. It's one of the games I've poured a lot of fucking time into. I suck at it, but I've poured a lot of time into it. I do like the game.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the same. I still need to play more of it. Like, I finished the main story, but there's like so much. There's so
So they're
many
getting
more
a
playthroughs to go
Castlevania themed DLC called Return to Castlevania.
It looks really cool. I'm gonna be
It
honest.
does.
It's very like, I love this Nintendo thing that they're doing now of just giving indie games like, yeah, here, have a property, just make like a theme around it. Didn't Crypt of the Necrodancer get Zelda?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got Zelda.
Yeah, and then now this one's got Castlevania. I want them to keep doing this. Give popular indie games Nintendo franchises or properties and just be like, here, make something cool with this.
I kind of want to see what if you allow me to punch Dracula in the face, so Dracula can say, you must be the bell."
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Alright, we're actually doing pretty
We're doing
iffy on
alright
time
for
because I ranted a lot, so I'm going to speed this up until the last one. Fire Emblem Engage expansion pass, new characters, and Xenologue, a new expansion campaign.
If Anf says anything, I'm gonna kill him.
Don't worry, I won't spoil it for you.
If you like Fire Emblem Engage, then please comment the ending for Josh. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, new expansion campaign announced featuring returning characters.
Anf.
Oh yeah, so Shulk and Rex from Xenoblade 1 and 2 are returning to Xenoblade 3. It's really a thing I'm really excited for.
The Rex glow up is kind of wild, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, dude, that dude, like, that man fucked three girls in his party.
What?
And impregnated them all. And I still can't fathom that.
Xenoblade is wild story, and then every now and then you get a sentence like that. Also, Baten Kaito's
the hell?
2 HD remaster. Did you guys know that this was a game that existed?
No.
I don't. No. I didn't.
No, neither did I. I had no fucking clue.
I
was like, what the hell is this? Oh, this looks cool. Oh, is this like one of those games that's meant to look like a GameCube game? And they're like, this is an old GameCube game. I'm like, oh.
I like that we've come to a point now where like there's an actual aesthetic of this looks like it was a few generations old now.
I appreciate those games with a passion because they're always.
I absolutely love them.
Hey man, Vampire Survivors.
Oh yeah, no, the thing looks like an NES game, but
Literally looks like it was from like the late 90s and is literally one of the best games released in 2022.
So with Baten Kaitos, they're not bringing the dub over, which is what happened with the original game. The original games had their dub, but it was like, do you remember like the 2000s sort of dub for games where they were like iffy? Like you get.
I remember Godzilla movies, yes.
Yeah, so you're gonna get either like the best dub you've ever heard in your life, or just hot fucking shit. In this case, Baten Kaitos was hot fucking shit.
Yeah,
like
that was really bad. I've seen
like,
dub clips.
Like, but people are mad because they're gonna miss the cheese. They're gonna miss the cheese, right? To be honest, I like cheese sometimes.
Tron got a game. That's as much as we can say about it.
Yep, Tron Identity.
Look, it actually looked interesting. I'm not a Tron lover. I haven't really watched much of anything to do with Tron, but it seemed cool.
There's not on this list, but I'll call it out. That Police VR RPG sim looks really fun.
That's also by level 5, I think.
It
Is that
looks
also like level
super interesting.
Yeah.
It looks super cool. Like, that looks like a sleeper hit.
Yeah.
And there is this small indie game. Are we sure we even want to mention this?
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's made by a small Japanese indie team. It's called. Let me just check my notes here.
Yeah, it's one of
The
those
Legend
Japanese
of
titles.
Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Never heard
Rose.
of it.
Yeah.
You mean-
Never heard of it.
You mean Tears of the Kingdom?
Tears of the Kingdom? Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, I've only seen this thing like once. It's
Yeah,
got long...
haven't heard anything about it really.
No, and that's Tears of the Kingdom. I'm trying to fuck with y'all, but yeah.
I love...
We're aware.
I know that the trailer didn't really show anything new. Well, it did, but like nothing super exciting. But I'm still gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm very skeptical of the game. So skeptical that I screamed and like I still have the fucking like trailer theme stuck in my head. I'm gonna go and pre-order it really soon. That's how skeptical I am.
Yeah, I'm
of
very
this game.
skeptical.
He's very skeptical of it. Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Can I-
I'm not
can
sure.
I
It really
just
doesn't
say-
have any like previous entries. Like this is a new IP, so you know we're gonna be careful about this one.
We're not sure if you can trust it, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
So I'll be honest here. All jokes aside, the first like proper Zelda game that I played was Breath of the Wild. If I enjoy this half as much, it'll be worth the fucking money at launch.
I think you'll enjoy this a lot because if
Oh,
it's just
absolutely.
Breath of the Wild plus, I'm happy.
Oh yeah.
the f-
No,
bro,
like,
but
I
fucking
honestly, like, Breath of the Wild was one of those games that was like, it made me so happy I got a Switch. I should say got a Switch, but I was gifted a Switch. But no, I'm very, very eager for the Tears of the Kingdom.
so how about that Ganondorf voice? He's fucking scary.
Oh, Matthew Mercer.
Or Patrick Sees, either one.
I'm pretty sure it is Matthew Mercer.
I'm banking on Matthew Mercer, but someone also said Patrick Sees, and I'm like, oh no, I can hear both.
I want
But
you
this
know
is the
what, though?
first.
I want the next Zelda game to have Bazza from down the road.
Bassa from down the road.
Like, imagine it. It's just like you hear Patricia Somerset, Link, you're the only one who can help us. Get fucked, you dog!
Fucking Bazadorf.
Bazzadorf.
But seriously, no, this-
Bogendorf.
So this is Bogendorf.
The only male of Liverpool.
I should actually get a bum bag and some clothes and then actually put some like, and actually get it actually make you go actually get a cosplay for Halloween and actually become like Bogendorf.
I will
Link,
hold
your
you to
dog.
that.
It was
We
a
will
prank.
hold you to that. Can I just say though, they should, if they did do like an Australian Legend of Zelda, they should do like, they have to use like old Australian stories. You gotta find like the old hero of the kingdom who drowned at sea. Or like you have to reunite, you have to reunite a kid with its mother after rescuing it from a wild dingo.
I
oh
knew
my
exactly
God.
where that was going, and I was
What
like,
about-
oh, he's going there. Okay.
What about Link Kelly?
Link Kelly. You have to like fucking put the suit of armor together. It's the strongest armor we've ever had.
I'm gonna put this out there just because it's news, and I think that you guys will lose your heads over it. You know the new JoJo part coming out? It might be set in Australia. There's a non-zero
No.
chance.
I will watch JoJo. I will absolutely watch JoJo.
The author came out with the area that it's in, but it was like the greater subtropic area. But apparently that does include portions of Australia. So people have been memeing that the next JoJo part is going to be the character with a boomerang.
Fuck, does that mean Koala Man is fucking canon to JoJo?
Land
I'm
Down
gonna
Under
say
is my
you are the man
favourite
that I'm
stand.
Okay, so I do want to move us on because I think Jack's getting a brain aneurysm hearing us like go on about Bazadorf and Bogendorf. The big three are skipping out on E3 officially. So in the last
I think
couple
E3
of
is
years-
dead.
Yeah.
it's dead. It does suck because it's something we did look forward to every year when it was in its prime and everyone would show up and show off all their shit. But now, obviously, E3 has kind of lost a lot of value.
It's lost a bit of its luster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there were a couple of companies that never went to E3 after certain things, but for Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo to now all skip out on their shit, I've got to admit, I don't really see much value in E3 anymore, unless you're one of those people that looks forward to the Square Enix showcase every year. Yeah.
So here's my hope, and it's a hope, but yeah, I'm secretly hoping that this will become like the indie showcase.
I really
I
hope
would
so.
Smaller
love
company
that.
showcase.
I would love that.
Because I feel like if the big guys aren't going to be there, they're not taking up time. Let's be honest, E3's got to go, crap, we probably need some people. We're not going to get as many people. Or we're not going to
Also,
get the big people. So
Can't
maybe
they just
having these
open it
indies,
back up to
having
the
these
public?
cool indies, would be sort of pretty cool.
Isn't everyone jumping ship to Summer Games Fest anyway?
I don't know if they're specifically jumping to that. I think it's just more, a lot of them are doing their own stuff now. They don't want to have to pay or get everyone together to go to X thing. They're just like, we can control stuff and do everything by hosting it ourselves rather than going out into the ether and sort of not having every bit of control. That's just my opinion on it. That's how I feel like it's sort of happening.
Yeah.
Also, for Microsoft, the biggest thing they've got this year is Diablo 4. Their release is 2 weeks before E3. So, you know. Then they have Starfield, which might come out sometime.
It's a
So if
theoretical game.
So if you're expecting, like, you know, the Elder Scrolls 6 and the new Fable
Yeah, no,
to get
it's not
announced, yeah, maybe wait on that.
And Nintendo literally reportedly doesn't have enough games. That's the reason they're apparently not
I
coming.
mean, they just had a direct last week.
So,
I legitimately think it's just the big guys are like, oh, well, we can just do like a little live video thing and be just as effective in our
doesn't cost them
outreach.
money. They don't have to deal with COVID, even though COVID sort of died down a little bit, but still exists. And is
Yeah, but arguably, like, there's no reason to go to E3 because
Yeah.
it's not like they're getting it out to the player base; they're getting it out to the press, and they don't need to. They can circumvent the press, and that's the best thing ever.
it's what they've always wanted.
Yeah, that's what every company wants. They want to be like, wow, I wish they could just buy the thing and I didn't have to advertise it like through these assholes, and now they can just do that.
Oh, guys, breaking news. PlayStation has shown off their deluxe and what's it called? An extra game list for February. They say there's more to come, but here's what they've revealed so far.
Alright, go on.
Horizon Forbidden West, Scarlet Nexus, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, and Borderlands 3.
But are you saying they're releasing Forbidden West, like, for free?
Yeah.
Jesus.
It'll
Is this
be,
PlayStation Plus? Or...
yeah, it'll be on the PS Plus catalog.
Cool, yeah.
That's... Look, I still maintain, that was a fantastic game. They released it really close to Elden Ring, but that game was fantastic, and I'm super keen for the DLC in April.
I still
I
can't
still-
believe Horizon's luck. Why not just delay it a week?
No.
Maybe delayed
They-
a month.
Yeah, they released it before Elden Ring.
Just give it like time. Yeah, but they released it so close it didn't matter.
No, I know, but like a week later would not have helped because it's still Elden Ring coverage.
I don't
They
know.
got it. They got like half a week of coverage, then Elden Ring basically just
Half a week. What generous coverage.
yeah. I mean, and then they did that previously with that small little indie game, Legend of Zelda, and the Switch releasing.
Oh, you mean Breath of the Whiff?
Yeah,
Oh
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, that game. Very. You know what? For a niche title, it did all right.
So, let's talk about something I know we're all going to be very happy about. As gamers know, when anything gets adapted to a movie or TV show, generally, most of the time, it sucks. Most of the time.
There have been a
But
few
the most
exceptions.
recent adaptation that's really catching everyone is The Last of Us, starring Pedro Pascal, Bella Ramsey, and a few others. It has been going nuts. Not only has it been receiving super good reviews critically, I was actually talking to Louis, my brother-in-law, earlier on. Audience viewership has gone up every single episode.
That's actually impressive.
I think
That is
Yeah.
fucking
we're just not
nuts.
sure on this week's episode, only because they shadow dropped it early because I think they wanted to avoid the Super Bowl clash. So it may not have this week, but when people remember, oh yeah,
But regardless, 99 times out of 100, people watch the first episode and then it just falls off a cliff.
Yeah, it just dropped.
But the fact that it number 2, number 3, number 4, they kept going up, that is fucking nuts.
And the ratings for each episode has been like really, really high.
Yeah, critical reception has been great, both from fans and from critics. It's sitting at a 91 audience meter on Rotten Tomatoes, 97 critical meter. You always get very skeptical. I've always said video games translate better to TV than movies because movies only go for an hour and a half.
I think series works so much better.
Oh, 100%.
I think this.
Well, I think it's right because Charbel is right here. It's just because like you can't adapt what you need.
You can't adapt a 40-hour playthrough of a game into a 2-hour movie.
No,
Correct.
not without
Yeah.
immensely
Doesn't
changing
work.
everything.
But can I just say, I think that as a TV show on its own, it stands up remarkably well.
Oh no, I've had people who haven't played the game watch and be like, "This is amazing." So at my work, it's a really big thing, and people are like, "This is awesome." Like people who had no idea about the game are like, "This is actually really good."
I'm currently up to
Damn.
episode 3. I'm currently up to episode 3 right now. Like I'm like halfway because I had to stop.
Oh, episode 3 was one of the most critically acclaimed episodes.
And I can see why it's really, really good. Like I mean,
And-
like
They've made some changes in some of the episodes, and a lot of people are like, "Hey, did they do this better than the game?"
that's what I was about to
Just
say. Like,
quietly, and people, which is unbelievable because the first game. Let me preface it with that: the first game had one of the best stories in gaming, single-player gaming that I have played personally, and a lot of people feel like that. So to top that even is pretty ridiculous.
I think
Yeah,
there's
no,
an
Jack.
advantage too that The Last of Us does not go for. It borrows a lot from film in the first place in a good way.
yeah.
And I think that like they do a lot with like it's cutscenes, it's hyper realism. They try to keep everything very grounded. I think it's a very if you were to adapt anything into a TV show, it would either be The Last of Us or Red Dead.
Yeah, because games usually go for like esoteric writing compared to like other things, from what I've noticed.
Yeah, we tend
But-
to get away with things.
Yeah, like if you look at the kind of stories, say, okay, I have to say this, and I know you guys are gonna follow along because you always like to bag on it.
Here we go.
If we look at stuff like Kingdom Hearts' writing, right?
Oh, which
We
one?
all know all of them. All right, all right.
Look,
All
I love
of
the
them.
Kingdom Hearts games, but there's just some questionable
Yeah.
things.
Anf, can you name one Kingdom Hearts name in 30 words or less?
Darkness, light, Kingdom Hearts, light,
Mickey Mouse is here?
Hang on,
Mickey
no,
Mouse.
I can't tell if Amp's taking a breath between words or that's the cloud version just lagging behind again.
That still hurts me. Look, I love the plot, but
Oh no, I
To
think
have-
the plot's mostly great. It's just they stumble over themselves trying to tell these elaborate stories sometimes, and it's like,
to have that sort of thing become a TV show,
Would be impossible.
I'm pretty sure because look, right, like TV show writers or movie writers don't respect book writers, and I don't think they respect game writers very well either. They're gonna look at that and think, what the fuck?
I'm not doing that. Sora is Tim now, and he works at McDonald's.
Yeah,
McDonald's.
Look, Kingdom Hearts is good for certain types of media. TV show, not so much. But random cutscenes played in a symphony, yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because it works there. But if we're looking at a TV show, the only way that's ever gonna work is if they just make one
yeah.
that's essentially a TV show that's made specifically for fans, and it's like animated.
In fairness, I feel like you could play most of the cutscenes for Kingdom Hearts. You sort of get a general idea of what's going on.
Well, they literally have that on YouTube. If
I know,
you
it's
get
amazing,
The
like-
movie, you can follow along really easily.
I still can't believe how far we'd come when you go from like 1 where there's literally no skipping, and then you go to 2 and just one of the simple biggest improvements to 2 was the fact you could skip cutscenes, which when you've played the game like 6 times, you're like, okay, I don't need to hear this cutscene that I know goes for like 15 minutes.
I still shout out to Xenoblade Chronicles for giving you a warning that this cutscene is going to be a fucking movie-length endeavor, go get a drink or something.
Bro,
Such
even Metal
a great
Gear,
innovation.
even Metal Gear Solid, right? Metal Gear Solid is also one of those series.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think Metal Gear Solid 4 holds the Guinness World Record for longest in-game cutscene.
Yep,
For
40
being, like-
minutes. 40 minutes.
40
and I think-
minutes?
I'm
40
genuinely
minutes and-
surprised that isn't
Wait,
Kingdom
was
Hearts.
it,
No,
was it,
no
was
lie.
it 40 minutes or an hour and 40 minutes? I thought it was an
I think-
hour and 40
No, I
minutes.
think it might be an hour and 40 minutes because in Final Fantasy XIV there are cutscenes which legitimately lasted about an hour.
What the
Hang on,
hell?
I'm actually going to look this up now. Longest video game cutscene.
While Travis is looking it up, I'm going to throw this out there. Do you guys want to know what show has the highest amount
Sorry,
of episodes
sorry.
in the top 10?
Sorry, it was an hour and 11 minutes of actual cutscene.
Oh my god.
What the
That's
fuck?
a long cutscene, man.
There is also another 27 long minute cutscene present in Metal Gear Solid 4.
I know exactly which cutscene it
That's
is too,
long.
because I know exactly which cutscene it is because I've played Metal Gear Solid 4. I had to actually pause the game for a bit too.
I'm gonna say this, the only thing that prevents me from playing Metal Gear Solid 5 again is the intro.
What, the whole bit where you have to escape the hospital?
It is so agonizingly slow.
I'll be honest, that's my biggest problem with Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 for the same reason.
It's like, oh yeah, this intro is really good the first time around. Like, I
Yeah.
think it really serves it, and I think it enhances the story.
A lot of big
I know
RPG games are like that.
Yeah.
You're like,
What
that
else-
starting area.
Yeah, I'm-
What I was about
I'm-
to say, sorry, Sharps. What I was about to say about Metal Gear Solid, it's also one of those series that takes a lot from Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of writers will look at that and think, what the fuck, as well, because Metal Gear Solid's story is also really esoteric in its own right. It's like Kingdom Hearts level, complicated,
The
if
best,
you know what I mean.
the best character in Metal Gear lore is Revolver Ocelot.
Oh,
'Cause
definitely.
my man's in the modern day with his revolver still.
And
still
you know
doing
what? He's
tricks and
killing
shit.
it.
He's the only character
He
in the
had to
game
do
to
it to him.
He had to
He's
do
the only,
it.
he's the only character in that series to ever have met all of the snakes. Every single one.
But
long cutscenes be damned. Also, Jack will play an RPG and skip every cutscene confirmed.
No. not
He will
so.
get to the final boss and be like, "You've took everything from me." I
No,
don't
just
know
if
who
I've
you are."
played the game, if we've played the game multiple times, I don't want to look through the cutscene again. I'm
You-
playing for the
you-
gameplay again. If I know the story.
You know what,
I want to meet
I've-
the guy who does that though.
I've
Who plays Kingdom
realised-
Hearts.
I can't
realised
skip the Skyrim. You're finally awake thing, and that's a disappointment.
You know what, guys? I've realized now that I'm spoiled as a gamer now, because I'm so used to high refresh rates on consoles now that I hopped on AC3 Remastered to replay it, saw that it wasn't 60 FPS, and immediately went, fuck this, and cancelled it.
I like how you do that, and I'm just like, this isn't pixel art, 2x2 resolution.
On
No, it's only because it's an action game and I want to play it at 60 FPS, and I thought it ran at 60 FPS. Because it's a remaster of a PlayStation 3 game.
on how far cutscenes have come, I was playing God of War for Ragnarok for the first time before this, and what the cutscene finished, and for 5 seconds I was like, did it glitch or something? And I'm like, oh, I can move my character now. I couldn't tell
I
because
fucking
the
had that.
cutscene is that good.
Yeah, no, those in-rendered cutscenes are impressive. Yeah, they switch to gameplay, and it takes you half a second to be like, oh, I'm back!
I was like, I think I touched my controller accidentally, and I was like, oh, it moved. Oh, I can do things again. We have come a long way.
So, it is... I'm just trying to read through our notes. Oh, yeah, no, Last of Us is doing well. Oh, guys, what TV show do you think has the highest number of episodes that are in the top 10 of Rotten Tomatoes?
Breaking Bad, probably?
Alright, yeah, Breaking Bad, good choice. Jack?
I feel like Game of Thrones, but I feel like not that many episodes.
Game of
Maybe.
Thrones.
Yeah.
Alright,
Hang on,
yep.
repeat the question?
The question is, what TV show has the highest number of episodes within the top 10 highest rated episodes of television on Rotten Tomatoes?
Probably The Simpsons.
The Simpsons, interesting. All wrong, it's Attack on Titan.
What?
Okay, yeah, I believe that, but I do not agree.
I think it's got 4 or 5. It's nearly half the list.
Nah, mid on Titan.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Mid on Titan, nah, shit fucking show.
It literally has
Wow,
the highest
yeah.
number of episodes in the top 10. If you were trying to objectively judge TV, it's the highest rated show of all time.
I will judge everyone's taste in Attack on Titan, okay?
Hey,
Cody is better.
we were talking about not judging people earlier in this episode.
No, we can judge people on their views now.
Yeah, no, we're free from that. Now we're in the fucking judge zone.
In the judge zone.
Welcome to the judge zone. If the stakes are low, we'll go for the knees.
That's timing.
I got an arrow to the
bumped my
knee.
fucking knee. I freaking bumped my knee when you said that. Ah.
You guys, when is Elder Scrolls 6 coming out again? Isn't it like 2026 or something?
20.
You think they have
20
a release date for that?
2032, man. We'll be fucking dead by the
2032.
time.
I like how we're going to be dead in 2032. How old do you think you are?
I don't know.
In fairness, I think the world is meant to end later this decade, so...
Yeah.
You know.
How many fucking times are we going to have to go through a doomsday prophecy before they stop fucking saying
Look, Josh.
Until we're doomed! Duh!
Look, Josh. I'm telling you now. Once we get to what's the date? 15th of the 2nd, 2032. Nuclear rain.
Uh-huh.
Nuclear
You
rain.
heard it here first. Everyone, you've got 9 years.
To live your life. Otherwise, you're gonna stop.
The day before, everything's going to end, and it's not going to be through any kind of political reason. It's just going to be, well, we have to make sure Anf is right.
I'm gonna
Also-
blame Anf for this.
You've all played Fallout, right? Start playing it. Start learning.
Well,
Education.
That implies that the world won't end. It's just going to change into a shitty barren wasteland.
That's precisely what I'm trying to say. Let's
I've
survive.
played enough RPGs, I should be fine in Barren Wasteland.
Yeah.
Look. I know where all the caps are. You know.
The caps. I've memorized the routes.
Look, no, I know where the cap. You know how we have that freaking like glass bottle like dispensary that we have everywhere that you can get like money vouchers for like shops.
Yeah.
That's what all the caps are gonna
I'm
be.
just thinking of XP glitches in real life.
I'm thinking of us playing a prank on AF by dumping in the desert on that exact day, and he shoots an old man thinking it's a ghoul.
Oh my god, what?
Oh no! I burst into like the nearest retirement home.
Yeah,
And
like
fuck-
this place is full of ghouls. Look how run down it is. And we go to
Fucking-
pick you up, and we're like, "Where's he gone?"
Fucking I don't know. What's the Fallout song? Bingo Bongo starts playing. I don't know.
Bingo bongo. You couldn't think of fucking country roads.
Country Roads. Yeah, that's the one.
I like how you went to what's a Fallout song? Ah, fuck it, I'm gonna make one
What's
up,
a
but not say I
Fallout
made
song?
one up.
Wow, this is...
Wow.
Did we devolve?
Yeah, I think
A
that's
Did we
the
devolve in
podcast.
digital?
I think that's
We-
how we
we-
end the podcast.
We've become a former shell of our former self. That doesn't make sense, but okay, I'm
We
rolling.
became the former shell of the shell we were already.
Does anyone have any final thoughts for first out?
I forgot to mention back when we were talking about the big three not appearing at E3. Yeah, I think Pokemon Day is coming up in a couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, it's in February, isn't it?
Yeah, this month. Yeah, so we might get some announcements by then. Hopefully.
Maybe.
Apparently, according to leakers who have said every conceivable combination of things, we're
Excellent.
getting Gen 5 remakes, Scarlet and Violet DLC, and Legends Johto. So
Scarlet and Violet DLC makes sense to me.
I want them to do like a massive overhaul apology patch.
I am also sort of like...
We contracted Monolith, so here you go.
I'm like, at this point, we're probably just going to get another game. They just want to keep printing money, so we're just going to get another game.
Yeah, they're like, listen, we know this one will be better. Alright, we understand that Big Town Hero isn't going to launch us off the ground into anything else, so we'll just put our A-team back on Pokemon.
To be fair, I trust Game Freak with fucking DLC though. Fucking Sword and Shield's DLC.
No,
is
yeah.
actually banging.
Yeah, Sword and Shield's DLC, pretty good.
That
If
cranked that
you
game
can
from
run the
an
game without it crashing, sure.
That cranked that game from a 7.5 to an 8, bro.
I like how you gave it 0.5.
I'd say you gave it half a point. Jeez, generous.
Probably a 9. Actually, no, it went from an 8 to a 9. I'll make it.
You've changed every conceivable score.
Exactly. No. Sword and Shield was actually better when the DLC came out.
You know what? I think it was a 9.5, then it went to a 2, then a 1, then a 3, and then it's bounced around every number on the list.
Well, did you reference that song?
Huh? 2 to the 1 to the 1 to the 3.
Yep, that's the one. I'm not going to say the rest because I don't want us to get demonetized.
I like how we started with what we started with. But this is the point where you all gain fear all of a sudden.
Okay.
You accidentally sing Gold Digger by Kanye West a little too loud.
On that note, I think it's time to call an end to the podcast.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Thank you everyone for joining us. We'll be signing off.
Yes, I'm not.
They're signing
Jackie
off.
didn't do the outro.
Yeah, I was like waiting for him to do the outro, and then you were like, "Why aren't you assholes talking?"
Signing off.
Signing off.
Signing off.